to another episode of Austin Vintage Wheels. Thanks for tuning in. Well, today we're going to talk about this beauty. This is a 1978 Kawasaki Z1R TC, the first turbocharged motorcycle sold through public dealers in the world. Back in 1978, this was the king of the road. But to get there, I'll give you a little bit of history. In 1978, Kawasaki came out with this beast. But to understand it, you got to have a little bit of history. The superbike wars were raging at that time. This began in 1969 when Honda released the CB 750, which was a single overhead cam 750 that set the motorcycle world on its head. Really a high-performance bike, and began the destruction really of the British motorcycle industry, and to a certain extent other motorcycle manufacturers around the world felt the pressure of the Japanese onslaught. In 1973, Kawasaki came out with the Z1 900. It was a 900cc double overhead cam, up the ante completely, and was king of the hill for 3 or 4 years until the other manufacturers can catch up. Fast forward to 1978, and the other manufacturers now have higher performance motorcycles than Kawasaki. And so Kawasaki made a deal with an ex-executive, Alan Mercek, to put turbochargers on a special set of Z1Rs and sell them to the public as the absolute fastest, most powerful motorcycle for sale in the United States at the time. And here we have this model. They built just 500 of them in 1978 and 79. This one has a special Moly graphics paint job, pure 70s. You gotta love the colors. And here underneath you can see the turbocharger right behind the cylinders there with a single carburetor draw through. And the company that built these was American Turbo Pack, which is ATP. Differences between this and the stock bike, although the suspension and bodywork is the same, was the addition of this turbo boost gauge, and also of course the turbocharger and the beautiful turbo plumbing built on the bike right here. There you have it. We're going to take this beauty for a ride and see if it lives up to all its history. This has a little electric pump on it, so that that feeds the carburetor when it's in high demand under boost. All right, it is a pumper carb, so you pump it a couple of times, let some fuel get in that squirter, and then hopefully it'll fire right up. Let's see. Oh, listen to that. Man, that makes some crazy noise. Okay, let's see how we're going. Oh man, this thing is just raucous, you know? And back in the 70s, the hyperbole that was used in the motorcycle magazines was just extreme. When this thing came out, it put the magazine writers over the edge. I mean, it was a full, 30 to 40% more powerful than anything offered. A little cold-blooded. It's got to give it a few minutes to warm up, but otherwise it really is it rides just like a regular Kawasaki 1000 of the day when you're off the boost. The turbocharger is a bit big for the engine, so what that means is that it takes a lot of RPM for it to start spooling up. And of course, back in the 70s, there was no rev limiters and no engine protection or sensors to tell you if things were going wrong. So you could just take this thing and just spin it up and it'll just build boost until the engine blows up, you know. There's nothing to stop it. So you have to be careful with missing a shift or paying attention to the tachometer so that you don't accidentally over rev the engine.
The weak spot, they were limited to about 6 psi in this guy, 6 to 8 psi boost, because the any more boost than that, and you risk spinning the crankshaft where the crankshaft was pressed together, and it would get out of alignment if you put any more power than that through it. The solution was to tear the engine apart and weld the crankshaft in position so that it didn't spin. But that was one of the weaknesses of pushing this thing from 80 to 120 horsepower with that big turbocharger, Ray J turbocharger. All right, we're going to do a test here and pull it up to boost and see what the boost gauge looks like and what that's showing. So, and also give us some nice sound on what it sounds like under full boost. There you have it. What a beast. Oh my gosh, just what you need is a 120 horsepower and a 110 rear tire than a spindly flexi frame. Sure is a thrill to ride. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned.